Hey YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about 10 players to watch this upcoming college football season. This is part 1 of a 5-part series, and it will not be a ranking, it'll just be a random order of 10 players to keep an eye out for. With that being said, let's get right into it. And first up is Auburn wide receiver Cam Coleman, a former 5-star recruit coming out of high school, and that will be a common theme among these players. Coleman showed his talent the moment he got the opportunity last season. He posted 600 yards and 8 touchdowns as a true freshman. It's fair to say his performance went under the radar due to Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams having the freshman seasons that they had. But even so, Cam Coleman belongs in that tier as a sophomore this season. The quarterback should be better this year, and regardless of who wins the job at Auburn, that will benefit not only Coleman, but also the entire wide receiver core. Next up, we have Kansas State running back Dylan Edwards. If you remember, Edwards burst onto the scene as a true freshman at Colorado in 2023. Through his first 3 games, it was a highlight almost every time he touched the ball, a very shifty ball carrier with elite straight line speed, and not many can catch him in the open field. He only got 76 carries as a true freshman, and last season he only had 74. Even though he only had 74 carries, he still put up 546 yards while averaging 7.4 yards per carry. It's safe to say that with an increase in opportunity and carries this year, his numbers will take a huge leap in 2025. The first defensive player on the list is Alabama defensive lineman LT Overton. Someone who very easily could have gone pro, but decided to come back and lead the Tide up front. Overton has always had the physical tools to be a top tier lineman, but last year he finally started to put it all together, becoming very versatile, lining up off the edge and on the interior. He's a total disruptor in the run game, and a huge reason he came back was to develop as a pass rusher and improve his sack numbers. If he does that, he'll once again be in the conversation to be a first round pick. Next up, we have Cincinnati defensive lineman Dante Corleone, another guy who chose to come back rather than move on to the NFL. He's no doubt a top defensive lineman in college football for 2025, and he could very well have entered the transfer portal, but as I'm recording this video, he's still a Bearcat. And since he's still a Bearcat, he may be the reason he's flying under the radar to some fans out there. He's a true run stuffer with elite hands, and depending on who you listen to, some say Corleone has been a disappointment due to the lack of production. Others, along with myself, think he's hurt by being the main focus of every team's offensive game plan. It's very hard to put up big sack numbers anyway as an interior defensive lineman, so I think his impact goes way beyond the stats. If he stays healthy and has another good season, expect him on NFL draft boards once again next spring. Our 5th player on the list is also our first true freshman. It's one of the few true freshmen from the 2025 class that have an impact this season in my opinion. That freshman is Florida wide receiver Dallas Wilson, a fringe 5-star recruit with a ton of physical tools. He stands at 6'3", 210 pounds, and is physically ready to play this season. He showcased his ability in the spring game, and he physically looked the part in that game. Now, I don't know if that was a result of Florida having a problem in their secondary, but Wilson played very well. He may not be a starter come fall camp, but could very well take a spot throughout the season. He's no doubt a young player to keep an eye out for. Next up, we have Georgia running back Nate Frazier. As a freshman last season, he took advantage of the opportunity early on. Due to injuries in the running back room, Frazier saw an increase in carries throughout the season. Other than Etienne, Frazier showed the most juice and explosiveness out of all the running backs. He's a true 3-down back and has always been a good receiver out of the backfield, going back to his high school days, putting up 640 yards and 8 touchdowns last year. Expect him to be around that 1K mark as a sophomore in 2025. Now, sticking with Georgia, let's talk about one of their receivers, Zachariah Branch. The Bulldogs desperately needed more playmakers on the perimeter, and going out to get Branch from USC is a very big deal. This is a guy who you put the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. He's by no means a perfect or fine-tuned wideout, but he can be used in the screen game, quick game, and even gadget plays. His elite short area quickness and gets extra yards with ease. Providing some yards after the catch for an offense that struggled in that area will be a huge addition for the Bulldogs. Next up, we have another USC transfer, and that is Florida State wide receiver / tight end Deuce Robinson. Another former 5-star coming out of high school, a guy with a ton of upside. He's a total mismatch nightmare, standing at 6'6", but don't expect him to be an end-line blocker, but more of a jumbo wideout. We just saw Johnny Wilson have a lot of success at Florida State, and Robinson will be in a very similar role. His opportunities could potentially come in the red zone and racking up touchdowns. Expect him to be a 10+ touchdown guy in a fully healthy season, and no doubt this was a much needed get for the Seminoles, who really struggled this season to go throwing the ball. Our 9th player on the list is Texas Tech edge rusher David Bailey. Entering the transfer portal from Stanford, Bailey was a hot commodity as a premier pass rusher. He had 7 sacks a year ago and was by far the best player on Stanford's defense. On the lighter side as an edge rusher, he's not the best run stopper, but that can all change by adding some weight. Choosing Texas Tech was an interesting choice because all of the top programs wanted him. We know the Red Raiders can pay top dollar, and this is the guy you go do it for. He's a potential first round pick come next April if he puts it all together. The 10th and final player on the list is Minnesota safety Coi Parrish. One of the most underrated players in all of college football, Parrish can do just about everything on a football field, and he won multiple games for the Gophers last season. Whether it was picking off passes with his Big Ten leading 5 interceptions, or even returning punts and flipping field position. He's a very safe bet to be an all Big Ten performer again in 2025, and if you had any doubts about tampering in college football, it's well known to this point that top programs tried getting Parrish to enter the transfer portal. He decided to stay in Minnesota, and I'm very glad he did. He's a truly special talent that can bring some attention to Minnesota, and let me know down in the comments what you guys think about Coi Parrish as a player overall, but not just Parrish. What about all 10 of these players on the list? Also, who should be in parts 2 through 5 of the series? Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. With that, I'll see you on the next one.